Hey everybody, this is Diane with Crafting with Fury. Hope each and every one of you are safe and healthy no matter where you are. Well, I am super excited. This is a project share for ScrappyShak, and I will leave their link down below. And guys, please go check them out. Anything you would ever want, you could get at ScrappyShak. And right now, they are holding a huge Sizzix giveaway. And I did a video a couple days ago on it, and all you have to do is go over to their YouTube channel, and I will leave their link down below, and watch 3 videos and comment on those 3 videos about this Sizzix stencil and stamp platform. And you will not be disappointed with the prize package. And I will also leave the link to where I announced that video too for the giveaway. But what we're going to do today is I was sent this 49 in Market Foundations Memory Keeper Trifold Magnetic Closure Folio, along with the open waterfall set in black. And what this is, it's a trifold chipboard folio. And let's see, as you can tell, I've had it out looking at it. And I thought that we would do one of these together. And what it does is you can open this up, and you've got this fold here, and you've also got this flap here. And it's magnetic. You don't have to worry about it. So if you have problems like creating scrapbooks from scratch, this would be perfect for you. And also, there is some magnets in here that comes with this pack. Now, this does come in black and white. And you get 3 sets of waterfalls. You get 2 small sets and 1 large set. So, let's start with the folio first. And then we'll put in the waterfalls together. And first thing you got to do is you've got to pick your paper. And I have held on to this paper set since 2018, it says. And I think this would be the perfect time to use this. I am finally going to use my Graphic 45 Imagine. And you can see right here, it says 2018. And guys, the papers are beautiful. Look at all these beautiful papers. I don't know that you can find it again or not, but if you can, I would get it because it's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous papers. So this is what we're going to be using. And the first thing you want to do when you start a folio is you just need to know the sizes to cut your mats on. And depending on how big of a mat you want, like the black to show around it, that's what you're going to cut. So let's see here. So it looks like the cover is 6 5/8 by 8 1/2. So depending on if you want 1/8 of an inch of the black to show around or 1/4 of an inch, that's up to you. And I think what I'll do, I think I will do 1/8 of an inch. That way there's just a very small mat. And let's see, how we going to do that? Because what I did to save time was I went ahead and cut my mats out. And what I thought I would do is kind of show you my process. And so here's what I'm going to make the cover. Isn't she beautiful? She's absolutely gorgeous. And so I thought I would use her for the cover. And then I measured for the spine, which the spine is going to be like 1.5, and it should be 8.5. So I'm going to cut it 1 3/8 by 8 3/8. And like I said, you can do it. If you want more of the black, you would cut it 1 1/4. So this is the mats I think I'm going to use. I thought that would be really pretty. And then on the back, it's going to be the same as the cover. You're going to have 6 5/8 by 8.5. And so what I decided to do was, let's see here, come here. I think I'm going to have, this is the back, this is the spine. We're going to have 2 spines, and then her is the cover. So what I'm going to do, I think I will ink her. I want to ink the pages probably with whoops, sorry. Let me find the ink that I'm going to use to ink. Probably walnut stain. I think that would be so pretty around there to give her that vintage look. So I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges and put these down. And I may put at least the first one down with you. And I will be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and inked around all of the edges with walnut stain, distress ink, and I went ahead and did the side, and here's the back. And I thought we would go ahead and put on the cover together. So I'm going to use my handy dandy ATG gun, and you can use wet glue if you want to, score tape, it doesn't matter, any tape of your choosing. And of course, I would have to run out right now, wouldn't I? Daggone it. All right, let me change it real quick. Alrighty then, we finally got this tape loaded there. And I always try to put a little extra tape anytime I'm doing the cover, because that's what's going to be used the most, is the covers open back and forth and back and forth. So let's make sure that we've got everything the right size or side. And what we're going to do is we are going to make sure all my glue. All right, let's see here. Do it as even as you can. And burnish, burnish, burnish. So, see how easy that was, guys? You've already got your cover, your spine, and everything. So now, I'm looking here and I'm like, okay, I see that. Yeah, I want to cover that and that. So what you'll do is you will measure. So it's going to be 6 3/8 by, what is that, 7/8. And so what we're going to do is we are going to do 1 3/8 by 6 3/8, and we're going to do the blue to match all around. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and distress. And when you're inking, it don't matter. Just absolutely go crazy, because it looks good no matter how you do it. Even if you get it, let's just put it in the middle. Just gives it a little bit more character. What do I always say? There's no mistakes in crafting. It's uniqueness. That's what it is. And it just gives it that different look. Now, you could have used some kind of peach or maybe even a blue on that. But I wanted to do some kind of offsetting color that you could really see. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this again to put on the spines. And then what we'll do is we will get inside and start papering on the inside. We're going to, all right, let's see here. See, and that just kind of flows. Ta-da! Ta-da! Okay. And we're going to tape this one. Make sure you put plenty on there because you don't want it popping up. That'd be bad, bad, bad. Bad, bad, bad. All right. That seems to be a little too wide, and I don't like it that wide. I'm just gonna trim it a little bit down. And I probably just trimmed it too much, but I'm gonna take my own advice and say, no mistakes, uniqueness, no mistakes. All right, so let's just put that down there. That's better. Ta-da! There you go. So now we have got the whole outside of this papered. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to open it. Man, them magnets are good stuff. Nothing's coming out of that. So now let's start with this. And what we'll do is we will measure these real quick, and then I will get the papers and we will put them down and ink them. And so this is going to be the same as your cover. So see, you've got 8.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to do 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. And then this flap here should be about the same, 6.5 by 8.5. So that's what I'm going to do there. And I've actually cut out my papers. Look how beautiful that is. And then you're going to have your spine, 6.5 by, we might do it 1 3/8. So I decided to do this paper here, this paper here, and let me see here. I think that I decided to do, that one there. Yes. So there's the papers, and I will be right back, and I'll have them inked and glued down, and then I'll be right back. All right, so this is what we've got so far. Here's the front, the spine, the back, the spine, top and bottom. And then when you open it up, and you want to make sure on these you do not put anything here because it may not shut with the magnet. So I just think you could put like a picture or something if you wanted to. Or maybe we'll put some ephemera, something very thin. And so here's this cover and this cover. So now what we've got is this. And so this is going to be the same as the back. It's going to be 6 1/4 by 8.5. And then your spine is going to be 8.5 by 1 1/8. And so now we want to do this flap and this flap. So this flap is going to be 6 3/8 by 2 1/4. And make sure you take an 1/8 or 1/4 off of that. And then here is this one that's going to be 6 3/8 by almost 8 3/8. And so then when you open this up, you're also going to have this back, this flap here, whoops, and then this flap down here. And so it's going to be the same measurements as this. The back is going to be the same. And then the very back one is going to be, we're going to say 6 3/8 by, right at 8 3/8. So I'm going to get my papers and I'm going to come back and this will be matted. I will be right back. All right, we've got the whole album matted. So let's take a look before we start with the waterfall sets. Here's going to be the cover. There's the spine, the back, the spine, and then there's a spine and there's a spine. And then we open it up, and then there is this cover, this cover. You open it up again, and there is this. And you open this flap, and then there is this. Now, what we're going to do is there's going to be room on this side. So that's where we're going to put the waterfall, because you see there's room to put it there. And we're going to put the 2 small waterfalls here. And then we're going to put the big waterfall right here. So what you'll want to do, I like to have everything matted. I don't even care if it's going to be covered up quite a bit. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You've got 3 sets of waterfalls here along with the magnets that will be used for the closure. And so here is one set. And see, those will fit perfect right there. And then right here, okay? And I would rather them probably fold out than in. And then here is the large set. And see, it fits perfect right there. And so that will be here, and these will be here. Now let me show you the waterfalls. You get all these pieces, okay? This is going to be your closure. This is going to be the top. Probably put the magnet on underneath this mat, and I'll do it with you. And then you'll glue that on the bottom. And then that way, when you pull this up, see, I haven't decided what I wanted to do. I may glue that there. And then that could be, not sure, but we will do this together. And you're going to have this piece here, okay? And then this piece here. So for each waterfall, the small one, you've got 3 pieces. Start with, you'll have one that's larger than the other. Start with the large one, and you're going to fold it on the score lines, and that's going to give you this here, and we're going to call this your base, okay? Then you're going to have this one, and I think, let's see. See, there's so many different ways you can do it. You could put that in there and make some different waterfall, but I like it like this. So I think what I'll do is I will glue, let's see, how did I have it? I think I glued it like this, yes. And so see, this right here, you're going to glue that down here, and that'll leave you a flap there, okay? And we can actually do this together if you would like to. Let's just do that. And you can do it any way you want to. And we're going to use wet glue for this, okay? And so after you've figured out how you want to do your waterfall, because this would be perfect, that would open, that would open, that would open, and then you've got your bottom one here. That will, I think what I'll do is I'll just glue it straight down. So open your flap, take this flap here and glue it. And then don't glue it over the score mark. If you can see the score mark right here, glue it right up to it. And you can even use score tape. But I like to use wet glue because that gives you a chance to make it a little bit more straight. Okay, so put it right underneath that score mark. And we're going to press that down. Just make sure it adheres. And press that down. Because see, what'll happen is, then you'll have this that will fold up too. And you could put like a sentiment or anything there. And then you've got that. Ta-da! So here is going to be one waterfall. And we'll have to decide if we're going to, because we'll glue this down first. And that's where your magnets will come in. So we need to decide exactly what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get our magnets out. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be 2 for each waterfall. So we're going to see if we can't get these out. Come on. So there's one. There's 2. Did you see that? It flopped right back in there. So there's 2 magnets. And really need to do double-sided tape to start with. This is how I'll just show you how I do it. Okay? All right. So let's see. Because we'll want this to, we know, how about we glue this, because we'll have that glued down. And then this will be here. And what we could do is we could put a magnet behind this, put this on top, and then put a magnet here. I think that would be a good idea. So let's do that. All right, so we're going to do, let's see. Let's see here, make sure we got the right sides that will stick. And I'm almost wondering if I need, because we need to make sure that they, you know what? See here, guys, you're getting the full process here. I think I might put the magnet on the back side and then the magnet on the front side here so they'll be able to touch a lot easier. So, all right, that's what we're going to do. So it won't matter where you put your tape because you're going to cover it up with paper anyway. I don't know what I did with my knife, so we'll just use this. Da-da-da-da-da. Come on, get off there. All right, and we're going to go ahead and put that there. Make sure that it sticks. Okay. And we're going to put some tape here. Make sure it sticks. This is how I do it. This is just kind of, thought it would be kind of neat to show you my process. And then get your tape off. Might not be so easy. I did a really big piece there, didn't I? Maybe I can do it this way. There we go. Get off there. Come on. There we go. All right. And so depending on where you want this mat to come up to, I think we'll do it like that. And we'll do it right in the middle. That'll be perfect. And so see, what'll happen is that should stick. That will stick there. And we're going to put another piece of tape over this. And then of course you're going to have tape where you're going to have your paper over it. And we're just going to double stick that. And then that's going to stick. All right, so there goes that. And let's see what. Got to make sure I got to go pick up Honey. He's having some truck problems, which is never cool. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this down on this and then paper over that. So I think that that would be perfect. What do you think? Okay, let's see here. How are we going to do this? So we know we're going to put these here. All right, we'll put that aside. Let's see. All right. Because I think it would be hard to, let's look here. It would be hard. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this whole flap down. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to glue this whole flap down here, right here. But the first thing I want to do is glue this to the back for our hinge, or not our hinge, but our flap to keep our waterfall together. All right, so let's do that. Probably use wet glue for this. La 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 la. Okay. And on the score line, you do not want it to be, so you want it right up against the score line on the back. We'll give it just a minute. All right, so now we know that that works. And then what we will do is, see, that sticks pretty good, don't it? All right, so what we'll do, I'm gonna go ahead and close this, because this is where we're gonna put these small ones. And I'm going to put a bunch of glue on the back. Come back here. Let's get a bunch of glue on the back and stick this down. I probably could have actually made another little thing that I could have flipped this one up to, but all right. And we want to make sure it doesn't go over. And that's why I like using wet glue, because you've got time to, so there's a flap, and then you'll have pictures there. All right, let's just make sure that this adheres really well. See how easy these are to make? Oh my goodness. All right, so what we need to do is glue that on that, the little flap on this. Make sure I didn't get it. All right. And so see, what'll happen is that will close, and then you're gonna have this here, and then you can pull this up, and look, there is your waterfall. So what I will do is I will go ahead and do the same thing with this one and glue it down. And then we will do the same thing with this big one, and I will glue it down, and then I will show you. And yeah, and then what I'll do is I'll mat it and then come back and show you also. How fun is this? Man, you could crank these babies out in no time. So let me go ahead and glue all of these down, and I will be right